Warriors from the Himalayas मा उल्लेख गरिएको छ र म एकपटक यो किताबलाई नै सम्मान गर्दै हजुरहरूलाई एकदम तालीले यो कार्यक्रमलाई उद्घाटन गरिदिनु हुन सुरुवात गरिदिनु आग्रह गर्छु। थ्यांक यू। भुवन सिंह लिम्बू MBO लाई हामी आसन ग्रहणको लागि हार्दिक अनुरोध गर्दछौँ।
You will have to assemble. तपाईहरु चाहिँ पक्का चौतारीमा चाहिँ गएर एसेम्बल हुनुपर्छ। चौतारी चाहिँ जुन गेट तपाईहरु युज गरेर आउनुभयो, the gate the rear north gate which you entered this morning, त्यहाँ तपाईहरु गइदिनुहोस् and duty personnel will take control from there and will give you further direction.
Here in Kathmandu, it was done in Pokhara and it will be done in Dharan as well in a couple of days' time. And for you, our dear guests, it is a special day for you as well because you have chosen to donate for the cause. And also, you have accepted to come here and to be with us. Please understand that you are not paying for the book alone. For as you will see later that the book does not have a price tag. The legacy book is a gift to you for your generosity. You are actually donating for a very worthy cause, which is the preservation of our culture, our history, as well as helping the needy older generations of retirees and their communities still living up in the hills of Nepal. The money collected from the launching of the book will go towards the Gurkha Welfare Trust, a UK-based charity organization that helps all the retired Gurkhas here in Nepal. The Gurkha museums in Pokhara and UK, and to the Gurkha Memorial Park in Dharan. Therefore, the aim of this fundraising is to assist in funding these worthy projects and institutions. A self-help, if we can say or call that. The author and our guest speakers will elaborate more on the book and on how and why this project started. For my part, I wish to briefly touch on how I, as a Gurkha officer, feel about the stories in Warrior from the Himalayas. Just to let you know, the book was initially meant to be a single book. But as the characters in the stories grew in number, and the book started to bulge with more than 800 pages, the author was advised to divide it into 2 volumes. And rightly too, as you will see the size of the books later. Each story is unique and reflects a hill boy's experience. While other books on the Gurkhas mostly dwell on glorious Gurkha valor in wars, this book goes a long way in giving first-hand insight into the real lives and mind of the warrior tribesmen of the Nepali hills from their birth to death. In doing so, the book preserves the culture and history of these people, thus leaving an indelible legacy for our children and our future generations. You will appreciate the excellent quality of the book. It was printed in Malaysia and only 2,000 copies were printed. So today, we are presenting you this priceless legacy book. We assume you'll keep it in your bookshelves for the generations to come, so that they'll know how the people who are called Lahoris in the old days, now the Gurkhas, fared their lives, why they joined the army, and what after leaving the army, if they ever survived. It is all in there. It gives, as I said earlier, a very, very first-hand look into a Gurkha life. With this, I wish you all a happy new year, and thank you.
कसरी आए उनीहरू कसरी चाहिँ ब्रिटिस आर्मीमा गए ब्रिटिस आर्मीबाट रिटायर्ड भएर कस्तो लाइफ बाँचिरहेका छन् र के गरिरहेका छन् र उनीहरूको भित्र डेप्थमा चाहिँ यो कुनै गोर्खालीको गाथा मात्र होइन तर गोर्खालीको कथा हो गोर्खाली नेपालीको कथा चाहिँ यो किताबमा छ र यदि यो किताब हजुरहरूले आफूसँग राख्नुभयो भने उहाँले भन्नुभएको जस्तै एउटा लेगेसी बोकेको यो किताब हो यो चाहिँ एउटा ऐतिहासिक धरोहर जस्तै हुन्छ र म एकपटक फेरि हजुरहरूलाई के भन्न चाहन्छु भने जुन पैसा हजुरहरूले आज किताबको कुनैको प्राइस छैन तर मलाई जहाँसम्म लाग्छ यो किताबको प्राइस भनौँ कि नभनौँ बाहिर हजुरहरूले थाहा पाउनुपर्छ किताब किन्ने भन्दा पनि यो चाहिँ एउटा सोसाइटीलाई अथवा गोर्खाजलाई नेपालको गोर्खाजलाई चाहिँ एउटा योगदान हो कन्ट्रिब्युसन हो हजुरहरूको तर्फबाट
This is an enormous privilege for me to speak to you today, and it feels very humbling to be speaking to such an august group of legends in our brigade of Gurkhas, and the stories from all of the senior Sabaru here are quite exceptional, and many of them we read in this incredible book. Now, Chandra Saab's quote, Timiharu jaha gai pani, ma kahun banera gaili pani nabolu, is very apt, but also Tabanaru justo koi China.
Wow.
This is really a remarkable family. Now, I joined Tenjia in 1993, and it was an incredible world that I was joining, and it felt very, very special. And the first Gurkha Major that I met as a Sano Saab is here today, Major Chandra Saab. Where is he? And so, whenever I am meeting Chandra Saab or meeting such senior Sabaru, I feel back to being Sano Saab, definitely. And I feel truly humbled by the experience that is in this room. Hundreds and hundreds of years of military service and reaching the real pinnacle of our regiments. So first joining Tenjia and beginning to understand the Gurkha family, and then I came back in 1997 to work for the Gurkha Welfare Trust, where I was able to walk up in the hills, both in the east and west. And my first trek was up to Ranjita, Diktel, Bhojpur, Kadbari, and the eastern welfare centres, and to start to learn a little bit more about the incredible Gurkha family. Now, I think it's very special for me, the book. I think it is unique amongst books on the Brigade of Gurkhas. I would go as far to say I think it is possibly the best book that I've read on the Brigade of Gurkhas. And the reason is because you can feel the voice of the Gurkhas through every page of this. I think this is something that is exceptional that Godorn has achieved. That you have come from outside the brigade, although you've worked with the brigade, but you've captured the essence and the incredible family stories from great-grandfathers through to people who are sitting here today. And I don't think that's been done before in the way that you have done it. And I would say to every Gurkha serving now, soldier or officer, they should read this book to truly understand the brigade. Now, there were two things I wanted to bring out. One Chandra Sahab being the first GM, reading about, this is an example of why the book is, I think, so unique and good, because I've learned so much more about Chandra Sahab through this. But then I also learnt about your father, and that made me really think about my job here and recruiting. And last week I was running behind the potential recruits doing Doka carry, and it's very hard. It was hard when I first did it in Charanabisal, and it is very hard now. And again, it is humbling to see what young recruits go through to get into the British Brigade of Gurkhas. And Chandra's father, Major Pona Singh Limbu, MVOMC, was very poignant to me because he initially failed selection, because I think he was not tall enough. And it was beautifully transcribed. He'd walked all the way from the east to the recruiting ground in Shillong, was it? Darjeeling. And he had attended selection and had been told, "You're too short." And he sat down on his haunches at the side of a football pitch. Everyone else eventually had gone, and the recruiting officer saw this young man sitting, looking into the distance, lost in his thoughts, and said, "What are you doing?" And he said, "I think," he said, "I'm too short," or whatever. And the recruit conducting officer at the time said, I think he said, "How old are you?" as well. And he's 17. "No, you're not. You're 18. Right, join the queue."
Wow.
And that young man who initially failed went on to have an incredible career serving the United Kingdom,